Hello. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another live stream build. How's it going today? Let's see if I can get us all set up here on my end. How's it going? Infernal Exodus on Twitch. How's it going? Yes, so today we're going to be taking a look here at this new ZOIDS line from Takara Tomy. What's going on? Kabir, John, hello guys. Happy Tuesday morning. It's garbage day, so I hope you guys remember to put out your garbage today. At least in my neighborhood, it's garbage day. But yes, so I haven't built a Takara Tomy kit for a few years. Probably 4 or 5 years, I guess now at this point. Just hoping my daughter doesn't wake up. Is it nighttime where you're at? Yeah, so yeah, the last Takara ZOIDS kit that I built, or Takara anything kit that I built, because it's the only thing from Takara that I've ever built, was the previous ZOIDS kit, which was the old Berserk Fury, or Berserk Pure kit anyway. And so they've got this new line out, which you guys could maybe help me with. I'm a bit confused. I would have to go and look at it again, but like Advanced Z is the line, or T-Spark is the line, or what's this? And I think that's T-Spark. It's sort of like hard to figure if that's supposed to be a T. I guess it's supposed to be a T, probably, right? T-Spark, Advanced Z, or what? And then they also have, yeah, these other new kits out in the line. So I don't know. Anyway, this new ZOIDS kit here from Takara Tomy. So yeah, this is AZ01EX. So this is a new one out in the line. We just recently got these in here at USA Gundam Store, and yeah, this one I wanted to check out the line. Just T-Sparks is Takara Tomy branding for their premium products. Oh, okay, gotcha. Thank you. Good to know. Yeah, I wanted to check out the new line just because it looked kind of interesting, right? The other stuff in the box that I missed, and actually, got some stickers here too. But yeah, this one came in, and the box was like crushed, like super crushed. So I was like, all right, I'll take that very crushed box and build that one. So everything seemed okay though. I mean, despite the box being serial crushed by some huge guy, everything seemed okay, except for just now I was getting ready to like get started, and I realized this part here, yeah, zoom out a bit here, which is like the main body. So if you guys don't know, the Takara kits are motorized, which is kind of cool. Honestly, I don't really care about them being motorized all that much. I kind of just would prefer if they were just not, but it's kind of like a useless mechanism, at least for me. But it's kind of interesting. Where's the on? Oh, okay, there's the on-off switch. But this, so the box was crushed. Everything, like some of the runners were like bent, but all the parts seemed okay until I checked out this part, and I realized that there was a broken part here on like the part where it holds this mechanism for like basically holding the front, one of the front arms. So I super glued it, and it seems like it's hopefully going to maybe be okay, at least long enough for demonstration purposes to be able to just try it out. And if it's able to do that, then that's kind of fine. You can see it's got lights. It's got a red light on the inside. I guess that's supposed to be like for like the ZOIDS core, which I don't know if it's, I don't think it's like actually like core shaped, just a red light inside. And then there's an orange light here at the front, and then the front and back legs move, and then this part here on the top moves there as well. So anyway, an interesting gimmick for the kit. And then so you can have it walking, or we have like this display stand, you can have it just kind of like elevated to be displayed, which let's go ahead and put this together first here real quick, because I just want to kind of put this together and we can set it off to the side here. So it goes in here because then there's also a sticker. Oof. Should go in there. And this one goes here on the bottom. I don't know what this part here on the bottom really is there for, but I'll also put this sticker here. But anyway, so yeah, welcome guys. Still testing out colors to paint the Fire Lord in. Oh, nice. How are you enjoying the kit? It's pretty nice. Trying to get this sticker placement just right. Got it. I actually have a Q-tip right here on hand for getting this on here because it's placing a sticker decal over a dark colored plastic piece, usually not really ideal, but because it like kind of fills in the whole space, kind of works out in this case. That wasn't really meant to rhyme, but hey, there you go. Oh, did get a little air bubble in there, but there you go. Now we've got our blade Liger base. I don't think there's any other stickers that go on that, so I'm just gonna go ahead and set that to the side then for the moment. So yeah, how you guys all doing today? You building that limpin' Liger? Oh. Yes, I sure am, Joshua. But it's hopefully not gonna be limping. It only really needs to work like for a minute. God, that engine reminds me of childhood toys. Yes, exactly. So, and I might struggle a bit along the way, kind of having to look for parts because I like to use these organizer boxes here to prepare the parts for build because they can nicely separate out every section, arm, leg, head, and all that. But the way that the construction goes on this kit, you kind of build like the frame first, and then you kind of put the armor on top of it afterwards. And so I kind of like didn't want to use like two boxes because then I'm basically like using one to separate, okay, like leg frame. So I would just kind of put it all together. So we're gonna have to like switch kind of back and forth between different parts and stuff here, I think, and I might have to go searching for parts that I may have accidentally put in the wrong section, for example, like that one just there. But we'll get through it. And so far, I can just say, just based on just kind of initial thoughts on this, definitely, at least in my opinion, not going to be something that's going to be replacing, that's going to be dethroning Kotobukiya as the best ZOIDS kits that you can get. I think Kotobukiya is still gonna maintain its place as the best of the ZOIDS model kits. But the cool thing about these, I mean, they do kind of have that very nostalgic feel, and I think that the overall designs of these new kits from Takara are really nice. I mean, they look good. I don't really care so much about the motorized function, but I mean, like the designs and proportions and like the details and stuff look nice. So no, that's not at all tight on there. Okay, I guess maybe it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a little loose here. Let me adjust that here, you guys. So yeah, it's supposed to be, I guess, a bit loose so that it can kind of move as the kit's moving, but it would be nice if it was maybe like a little bit tighter than that. Otherwise, I can't like hold it in place. But anyway, as I was saying, what was I saying? Yeah, that I think the nice thing about these kits is that they're good for that nostalgia feel, and I think right off the bat, see, this is what I was talking about. Right off the bat, we're having a couple of parts here and there that I've just managed to put in the wrong spot, but we'll figure it out. It's like this red part here. It's like a part of the armor. But like aside from just like the complexity of the kit, I would say the just the overall like plastic quality, I feel like it's not like as nice as Kotobuki is either. I'm not sure if that's, let's see. I guess maybe it's supposed to be like that. I'm trying to figure out if this part is supposed to be pressed down there in any further than it already is, but I guess perhaps not. All right. Because this is kind of very loose fitting, it is in the right spot, right? Yeah. It is in the right spot. It's kind of loose fitting. I kind of have to juggle these parts here while trying to attach them into place, which is never really ideal. Ugh. Oh, come on, don't fight me here. I'm also trying to be like extra careful with the frame itself, just because that part is glued, and really want it to at least hold together for the time being. I got like 5 different like pins that all need to line up, and they're just like not wanting to all line up at the same time here. Ugh. Okay. But now we get the realized model ZOIDS versions with a good deal price, right? Yeah, so the realized kits, I've also not checked out. I will say, I can't say I'm a fan of I mean, they also just seem like, I mean, they're much cheaper. And that's basically like the extent of the appeal, I think. What I've seen, I haven't seen a whole lot about them, but I've just seen a little bit about them, and it does seem like they're nice for the price. Basically, sort of like an HG version of the kits compared to something like if the Kotobuki kits are like master grades, then the realized, like the Kotobuki HMM kits, I should say. If those are like master grades, then the realized kits are like high grades, sort of. Is basically kind of what it seems like. I get this, hopefully, finally. It's really strange. Am I missing a part somewhere? Really kind of feels like I am, but I don't think that I am. Like, there's a couple of other like connection pegs in here that seem to go to nowhere. But there we go. Got it. Interesting. Yeah, like here on the bottom. Let me see if I can show you guys what I mean. You can see there's a peg right there that doesn't attach into anything. And on the other side, I mean, and then there's like holes on the opposite side that seem like something's supposed to be attached in there, but no, it's not. Okay. So I wouldn't say annoying to build yet necessarily, although I will say just first impression, at least at the moment, just the fact that it's very different to build is kind of making it just slightly of a slower process. at least so far. We'll see. Maybe it'll get better, maybe it'll get worse. That's what we're here to find out. But so far, yeah, that first step was just kind of annoying. The fact that I had to like balance those parts in order to get them into place. But yeah, like there's just the plastic quality, like the details aren't as sharp, I feel like, and the details are all just like molded details compared to like what you get like from Kotobukiya's HMM series, that like just the part count is just incredibly high, and it just has loads and loads of parts. So like all the details and stuff that you're getting is all like details of the actual like separated parts. I don't know if that makes sense, but whereas with this, it's all molded detail. But one thing that I am appreciating about this thus far is the fact that it's using a lot of like parts where like we have these two parts that go together and then another little like piece that goes here to connect them to make sure they're going to stay together. That's good because, you know, it just kind of helps to lock the pieces into place, basically, right? So, all right. Oh, okay. That's interesting. What in the world? All right. This part needs to like fit around that piece. And that needs to stay on there. And this part will go around that piece. Hang on. This needs to fit on there. Like that. Okay. I got it. So it's just taking a second just to get everything kind of worked into place, but sorting it out. At the very least, I can say that it's a very different kind of build from what I'm used to, so I do always appreciate building something different. So weird how like you have the like motorized pre-built part, which is like kind of like the base of the frame, and then like this part that we're building now is like the second layer of the frame, and it's all gonna move like when the kit moves. And this is one of the parts I need to be very careful of because it's on the part that's glued. So I'll show you what I mean here. So, okay, so that's like the base frame for the body. And if I turn it on, so yeah, like the pre-built part was just like a solid chunk, right, with the moving gears and stuff. And now that we built the like kind of base of the frame on top of that, you can see, let's see how that's going to move. Granted, not a whole lot, but you get the idea. It's kind of interesting. Yeah. Basically, these parts will move like that along with the body. All right. Very unique indeed. Anything that Bandai need to learn from this model kit? Well, we've kind of theorized for a long time that Bandai may eventually, that may be kind of a future step in like the evolution of Gunpla, that Bandai may start to experiment with like motorized model kits in some way. I don't know exactly kind of what that would mean or how that would look, but honestly, personally, I hope that's not something that where Bandai ventures into anything motorized, because I'm just not at all like really interested in having like motorized model kits. But I don't know. Is that something that you guys think would be interesting? Would you like to see Bandai get into that? I don't know. I don't think it's really for me. Oh, speaking of what Bandai is getting up to these days, we've got the Shizuoka Hobby Show just right around the corner, and should be pretty exciting to see what they've got ready to show. Here's our foot. It's kind of cool how the claws just kind of hang in a way that, I mean, like, looks sort of natural. So, I mean, that's kind of cool. I mean, they just fall loosely. It'd be nice if they were like actually just articulated, that you could just move them without them just being loose like that. But again, that's why this whole like motorized gimmick is not really for me. I would prefer everything to just be like just a posable model. I think this might be one of the spots where I'm gonna have to find this piece. I think it's this one. Because the box was smashed up for this one. Let's see. It's kind of interesting how these like a ZOIDS like joint cap parts here like that they work on like a locking mechanism. So you kind of have to like put them in and then turn them to lock the piece into place. Makes sense. Like that. Got it? Yeah, okay. And then this one's like this. Pretty funky. Is Barbershop's Lupus Rex already announced? No, yeah. Not the Lupus Rex, just the Lupus is announced. And so, yeah, hopefully they'll have that to show at Shizuoka. I would assume that they'll have something to show about the Lupus. What exactly that's going to be, who knows? My guess would be that's probably just going to be a prototype. So that means like the just kind of gray, you know. Prototype. Anyway, not the full model. Okay, here's our front leg frame. That's kind of cool. that's kind of motorized like that. You can kind of just do it by hand. It's kind of interesting. Swiping action there. But yeah, that is the extent of how much we're building the kind of frame at the moment. And then we're just going to kind of connect it on here. with this piece. This one goes something like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna need another cap L. And so let's see, there's 3 different points. One goes there, one goes there, and one like that. All right, that's pretty simple. Yep, I gotta make sure. Okay, let's try that again. So this part was not thoroughly locked into place. ZOIDS kits are always expensive, you say. I think actually, wish I had like smaller pliers and not these huge massive ones, but this will work. Just to make sure, I want to make sure that these are locked all the way, and especially these smaller ones, it's kind of hard to get them all the way locked into place just by hand. The medium-sized ones seem okay. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Small ones, just kind of easier to use pliers, it seems like. Actually, I do have smaller pliers, duh. What am I thinking? I have like small little needle nose pliers, except that I had like 2 pairs. No, where's the other pair? Oh. And I had like 2 pairs here, and they're both somewhere else at the moment. Let me just go grab that, and let's just hear this in a second. All right, so that's on there. See, like this part here, you need to put it on and then turn it to lock it into place, and that's nice and secure on there. So, okay, pretty cool. Sadly, I didn't grab them in time. Good morning. Good morning, David. George, what's going on? I remember there is a Zoid kit collab with Monster Hunter. Yes. Yeah, there was a couple, and I thought they were coming out with a couple more too, but is that not right? Thought I had seen that there was something more. Yeah. So yeah, it does have you just build the entirety of the frame first. Just going to building like the frame for each leg and then the armor, just kind of all together. Just because that's how I have the parts just kind of separated out here for me. For the most part, anyway. Whoa. Hmm? Oof. Okay. That. Now we need another one of these. Oh, wait a minute. That goes over here. They also have a Mekamusume Zoids coming out. Yeah, that one is coming out from Kodo and looks very nice. Looking forward to that for sure. Did I miss this piece? I did. Where does this go? Right here. Okay. And this one goes on here. Wait. Come on. Go on, get in there. There we go. I thought I was gonna grab those, nose pliers, but I haven't yet, so stick with that for the now. Let me just go ahead and grab those before we move on to the next leg. So there's one leg with the armor and everything. All right. The new Monster Hunter Zoids are the Gatling Fox Mitsune, Mizutsune, and Knuckle Kong Rajong. Interesting. It's the Obelisk model kit. Good. You're talking about the Yu-Gi-Oh model kit? I've not built it, but I mean, I would assume so. I've built, well, I think just one of the Digimon Amplified kits. I think I only broke one, right? But yeah, I mean, the Figure Eyes, like Digimon kits and Yu-Gi-Oh kits, I mean, are anything at all similar, which they're just Bandai Figure Eyes kits, so safe to assume they're very similar. And I mean, just generally, as you can assume for pretty much anything from Bandai, that yeah, I'm sure the quality is very nice. All right. I feel like I'm kind of getting the hang of this model now. Getting a feel for it. At the start, I think it was just like not at all what I expected. Not that like, I don't know really what I expected, but anyway, it was just not normal. There we go. I feel like it's a much better lock on that now. And then with these, your thoughts on the HG seed kits? I mean, those that released around 2002, 2008. George, so I've talked about this a number of times about those particular seed kits, and I think they're very alluring from the box art, because the box art on them looks really nice. But I mean, then if you like look on the side of the box, you'll notice that like the actual like model kit doesn't look quite as nice as like the design of the box art. And so yeah, like those kits, like there's some cool designs, but the kits I think are not like the nicest, just in terms of just like the proportions, mostly proportions, and just like like the standard pitfalls of HG kits, having like a lot of seams, having a lot of like missing color apps, like relying heavily on stickers, or just not even having stickers for some of the color apps and stuff like that. So a lot of that stuff in the years like just right after Seed, a lot of that stuff was greatly improved upon. But unfortunately for the Seed line, it was kind of the last of like the old HGs, I'll say. I don't want to say bad HGs, right? Of course, there's nothing like inherently bad about them, but yeah, that's those kits came out right before HG kits really started to see a lot of improvement. So, I mean, there's some really cool designs in the line, and with a little work, you can make some pretty cool kits. But I mean, if you're just looking for some nice Seed HG kits, you have some really good options. Is this right? Hang on. I feel like I don't have that part on there, right? You have some really good options for some HG seed kits if you just go for, oh, I guess that is on there, right? It is supposed to be like that. Okay. Just go for like any of the Revive kits or any of like the Seed Freedom kits, like anything newer. But yeah, from that time period, interested to buy one of them to see how far Bandai go from this point. Yeah, I mean, like the nice thing is they're fairly inexpensive. So I mean, if there's one out in the line that, you know, looks interesting to you, and like you like it just from the design standpoint, then I would say, yeah, go for it. The thing is too is that these parts are black. Even with my lights on here, it's kind of hard to see to make sure that I'm getting these on the right peg. I want to go back here to the other side. The other side, I felt like all these are pretty well tight, but now I'm kind of second guessing myself. I'm going to make sure these are all good and tight on here. But it's coming together. It's looking pretty cool. I just wish that it was not all floppy. Okay, and then here's where we have our other missing piece. This one. That there. Okay. Yeah, there. Phew. Okay, so we got the armor on, and I was just thinking that. So I told you, oh, well, that shouldn't just be falling loose like that. Shouldn't have a broken leg. I was just thinking that because of the way that the construction goes, building the entirety of the frame first and then start putting on the armor, I wonder if there's a reason to put the armor on like in a certain order. So like I'm wondering if I'm like shooting myself in the foot by putting the armor on the leg first, when it would be better to just follow the instructions, because it might be in the process of putting the armor on the legs, I might be putting stuff in the way of other stuff. So I'm gonna kind of skip around a little bit here, put the armor on where it's supposed to go on the main body, so that nothing's kind of getting blocked or whatever. Like this part, which is supposed to attach onto the tail, which we don't have the tail in place yet. So probably would be a good idea to do that. This part, which is meant to fit into here. And that's part of the head. This part, which will connect onto the back like that. That's folds down. That fits on top of there like so. Okay. Let's build that tail up real quick. So definitely skipping around a lot here for this. But bear with me on me also. I know it's kind of getting quite big, so it's quite large. It's 1/72 scale, which means that it's the same scale as the Kotobukiya kits. Interestingly enough, interesting that they went for the same scale. This might also be challenging. Here, let's see. Oh. This might also be difficult to figure out which piece is which. Oh, but the other kind of interesting thing about this is that I noticed on a lot of these pieces, you can see here, they actually have the part number printed on the inside of the piece. Not on all, but on many or most, I would say. I've noticed they have the part number actually printed on the inside of the part, like here on this one too. Oops. So it won't tell you what runner they're from, but assuming you can figure out what runner it's from, you can figure out. So even if you like take the kit apart and like you don't remember which part's which for whatever reason, you can see like this one's number 7 on there. But not necessarily for all of them. Like for like this little white piece here, there's just like not any room on the inside of the part for it to be printed. So I don't think this is anywhere on here. Oh no, it actually is. Looks like it. It actually is super small, that to the point that you guys are not going to be able to see it all. But if you can see inside that little tiny circle detail right there, there's a teeny tiny 17 inside there. I think it's a 17. Jeez. Okay, so yeah, pretty much all these parts, it seems like the part number is printed somewhere. Oh no, then for example, not on this one, I'm not seeing it anywhere. But anyway, that's pretty wild, huh? So here's our tail. Like that. It's actually kind of helpful to be able to see which parts go where, because like I was just saying that with these tail parts, they all kind of look similar, but they're all obviously going to be just a little bit different. If you don't know which part's which, it might be a bit confusing, but fortunately for us, the number is printed on there for all of them. And the tail, although we have a couple of points of articulation, they're very minimal. It's like here, you've got like maybe like a 15, maybe, I don't know, maybe if I'm being generous, like a 45-degree bend. At this one, you've got like a little bit less, and at this one, you've got like virtually no bend there at all. So not necessarily a whole lot of articulation there for the tail. There's that. And then let's go back to where we were over here. I think the parts for the blades can probably go on last. Always safe to save those for later. All right, so we'll go back to the legs then. We'll build the hind legs before we finish up with the head and the blades. Sound good? Okay. So yeah, it is getting quite big here, as you can see. Review open source 3D printed model kit. I don't think that I have. I have taken a look at a couple of different like 3D printed like option part sets and kits and stuff like that, but not anything that's like open source, I don't think. Which, speaking of, I do have some stuff that I need to show you guys in a video. On my to-do list. Search, George, search for HG seed kits and they look so derpy. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at, that a lot of the HG seed kits from the original series are Kind of derpy looking, yes. It's a good way to put it. Alright. Let's see. Hind leg. Anyway, so after this, my plan later this week is to have another live build of the Master Grade Vidar later. Hopefully Thursday is my plan for that. Where is that part? Oh, okay. I was looking at the wrong page in the instructions. Thinking, like, am I missing parts? I didn't think so. But, all right. Yeah, so live build of the Vidar. Thursday is the plan. So look forward to that. And then if I can, hopefully, I'd like to follow that up with the live build of put that together there. Live build of the Psycho Gundam Mark II as well, possibly on Friday. So it might be a very packed week as far as live builds go. But we'll definitely get to the Vidar and then the Psycho Gundam Mark II, hopefully as well. Oh. Hope I can catch that stream in time. The time zone kind of harsh. Yeah, I understand. Time zones can always be difficult for people, but fortunately, I mean, even if you miss the live stream, you can always watch the playback at a later time. All right. The thing with some of these parts that does make the construction a little bit tricky is that you kind of have to figure out the order. I mean, I don't, at least just without checking them, like, I mean, I'm looking at the manual, but without looking kind of more carefully and like checking what the Japanese actually says in there, because there's no English, it's all in Japanese, right? But just from what I can tell, it's not specified in the manual the order of the construction, but I feel like it's definitely important just for being able to put this together without like wanting to pull your hair out. There's certain parts that definitely need to go together first. It's because like this, like if I had put in like this like screw cap part here, put in one before the other, then like this would just be like a pain in the ass to try to get connected. Nope, that's not all the way in. There we go. Okay. So yeah, there's a bit of a trick to it. Oh no. I just put that part on in reverse, although I don't think it really matters, just for the sake of wanting it to be correct. I'm going to reverse it. Now see, this is the kind of thing, if the direction of the part is important to be one way and not the other, although it doesn't seem to be important, like other than just like it will just look wrong. But if the direction is important, that's the kind of thing that I like it when the parts are engineered in a way that like even if you tried to put it on the wrong way, it just won't fit, kind of thing, right? So let's try this again here. Basically, it's like just like this piston-looking kind of detailed piece, and just like if you put it in like the upside down way, just the piston's going this way instead of going that way, which like doesn't matter at all. But anyway, we got it, so it's all good. There is someone who made a 3D print model kit called a Dummy 13 V1.0. Wish you could review it. Send me a link or something. I don't know what that is, but if you send me a link, I mean, I'll look at it. That does not sound like anything that I know anything about. Let's see. All right, that, and this is going to attach onto the back seemingly in a very similar way to what we did before. We need an L size cap. All right, that goes on there. I think I've got that in the right spot. That's good and tight on there. Alrighty. There's our back leg. Now fast forward to the armor section, which would be here. Oh no. What is it, Chris? Can't post the link. Okay, sent it. Chris sent it. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, I meant just like not post it in the like chat, but I mean like just like private message or something, Instagram message or whatever. So Chris sent it to me. I'll check it out. Just a moment. Chris, Brian tells me that you were going to message me about a podcast or something or other. I feel like we talked about that a while back, like a couple months ago or something, about idea for a podcast appearance, although at the moment I don't remember exactly what it was that we talked about. Brian said that you might be getting in touch with me about that. Podcast while building model kit? No, more like just podcast about building model kits, or you know, something along those lines. Okay. So this part works in exactly the same way as the front leg, which makes sense, but yeah, I would definitely recommend using some needle nose pliers for this, especially for these little screw cap pieces, just to kind of help to make sure that they're like good and well set in place there. Pretty cool looking, I mean, so far, that's for sure. Ready to record next week, something about organizing our own comps based on some... Oh, yeah, right. We were going to talk about like organizing model competitions, right? Yeah, of course, sure, always ready. Always ready, willing, and able. So yeah, let me know. Actually, okay. Anyway, I feel like another idea that I was just thinking on for a moment, but I don't think the. Anyway, never mind. Just never mind. Yeah, send me the deets later. Sure thing. These actually are for later. We'll say probably the one of the hardest aspects of this build. I mean, just with it being just kind of fairly uncomfortable, just because it's not what I'm used to. Like the real trick of it just has been just like navigating the manual, because again, just like with the rest of the kit, I mean, like the order and like the layout is just not what I'm used to, and so it's kind of tricky-ish to navigate. Not hard or difficult by any means, just different. Anyway, so like I said, we have a live build of the Vidar probably Thursday, and yeah, next week will be kind of crazy. So I've got just kind of a lot of stuff that I'm working on, or just like about either working on or about to be working on or need to work on, kind of thing. And man, Shizuoka coming up, that's just another thing. I know that's gonna be big, because we're undoubtedly gonna have a lot of new info, or I mean, a lot or a little at any rate. We're gonna have new info about the PG new. Wait, what? I think I have this part on here upside down. That's why it didn't really work. Unfortunately, we do have some extras. Kind of mangled that part a little bit in the process. Whoops. Yeah, we'll have news about the PGU. My guess is that we will have like the full kit, like the full color, like the full display of the PG new there will be on display. The MG Barbatos Lupus will probably just be a prototype. If anything, it may just be like just image or something. We may not even have like a 3D printed prototype or something like that. Oh no! Popped off. Yes, Vidar. If PG New can open a cycle frame like the Verka and add LEDs into it, it'd be mind-blowing. I mean, Undoubtedly, it will have some sort of LED gimmick. Personally, you know, I don't get super excited about LED gimmicks in kits, to be honest. Although, I mean, like on PGs, it's certainly kind of a cool aspect, and it's kind of like a staple of the line, right? As I obviously just talked about a lot in the video that was posted yesterday, talking about PGs, but like the opening psycho frame kind of gimmicks, like the MG Verka, that would be something that would be a lot more interesting to me, and something I would definitely expect for the PG Unleashed. I mean, I would be surprised if it, I mean, because open hatch gimmicks on a perfect grade is something that's been a thing since the beginning. So, I mean, it would be weird to not have any open hatch gimmicks. And I mean, if it's going to have open hatch gimmicks, then it would just make sense for it to just be designed in a similar way to the MG Verka and have hatches open to reveal like psycho frame parts on the inside, right? There we go. There's our build so far, just minus the parts for the head and the blades. So it's not so much a blade Liger without the blades. Where's the head armor? Okay, here at the very end. And I surely will add that, or it'll be a missed chance. I mean, like, I would not at all put it past Bandai to miss chances. I mean, like, missing chances to add cool parts or cool aspects to their kits, which would seemingly make a lot of sense, is something that they do regularly. But I think this PG, I would have to imagine, has been a long time coming. I'm sure this is something that's been in the works for a long time, and so it's probably safe to assume that it's going to be pretty well planned out, and hopefully should make everybody happy. Huh? Oh, wait, what? Wait, what? That there. PG Unicorn can open its cycle frame, and then yeah, it had the destroy mode unchained or whatever. So let's see, that's 4. 17 and do this one. Oh, very interesting. Okay. That can you dissuade me not to abandon my stable job to become a YouTuber like you? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. If you have a stable job, I mean, I did. I mean, sort of hypocritical, I guess. Like, I did have like a fairly stable job, but the thing about my job that I had as a teacher was, although it was stable, like, it wasn't necessarily well suited for like anything long term. I mean, if by stable you mean like a good, like long-term kind of like real quote unquote job, I mean, I wouldn't give that up. But just my opinion. Let's see, we've got, where's this part go? I think I'm missing something. Oh, is it like an optional part? I guess so. I'm not sure this one. And this one here. Hey, Revan, just another point to consider is, especially if you have a family or are planning to have a family, I mean, you need to think about what's best for your family as well. I mean, because I'm only able to do this because I'm like working here at USA Gundam Store. I mean, if I was only reliant on just income just from YouTube alone, I mean, I would not be able to do this. And I would imagine that, I don't know who really would be able to. I mean, it just kind of depends on like where you live and your circumstances. I mean, because, you know, different parts of the world, you know, different, the cost of living can be very different. Also, if like, again, if you have a family or if you're just, you know, single and you don't have a family, there's a lot of different things to consider, but I mean, yeah. Just that I can't see I'll get a promotion in the future. Well, I mean, I understand that. Yeah, I mean, it's something I can't really answer that for you. It'd be very irresponsible to do so. All right. Just want to kind of just get this box out of the way here. So before we put together this last section, that's gonna toast. Last section being the blades of the blade Liger. And all right, it is pretty cool looking, I will say. This part though, hang on, I feel like it's just not on there. It's not, there's a peg in there that's just not in place. There, that one. It's gonna bother me if I can't get that on there properly. Yeah, I think I got it now. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, wait. Wait. That part's supposed to go on the bottom, isn't it? No. This is, wait, what? Wait, what? Hang on. Really? That goes there. Oh. That's supposed to go on to there. Okay. I missed something. There, I guess I got it now, I think. It still doesn't look quite right. Yeah. Just trying to check. That is the right part there. That is very odd. All right, well, I guess that's right. Like a part under the neck where like it looks like there should be a part, and we do have a different part, but it doesn't seem like it's meant to go there. All right, let's just put together this section, and then I'll double check that. So this should click into place. Billy Burns, hey y'all, love this Zoid, looks quite nice. And yeah, it's pretty cool looking. There's our blade. So the blade does come. It's like a dark, it's like a metallic colored part, and then you have the gold is a pre-painted aspect of that. All right. So then the actual blade parts seem to be the only aspect of the kit which will not really be like moved necessarily much by the like motorized aspect of this. They kind of just like tuck. Okay, hang on, let me adjust the camera because this is a pretty big boy. And so the blades just kind of tuck back then like that, and you can opt to move them out, extend them out like that. And like it does. Oh, I put them on backwards. Okay. I was gonna say, isn't that weird that the blades are facing the wrong way? That is not correct. Go ahead and switch those around. That would make a lot more sense. I do sort of like the fact of how much this reminds me of a real cat, in that the kit just keeps wanting to just like flop over and not want to do anything. So it just reminds me of like a big lazy cat. But anyway, so right, as I was saying, yeah, the blades, you can move these out and just kind of extend them out like that, out to the side, or fold them up like that. I don't think that'll really do much else other than that. Let's see. Let's check the manual. So yeah, otherwise, okay, they are supposed to also act as cannons if you just kind of like tilt them up like that. I guess so, because I think it is meant to be like a gun barrel on there as well. But let's see it in action. Ooh. There he goes. Watch out now. Ew. Whoa. Oh, it's a little unstable. Oh, hang on. Yeah, all right. So, anyway, let's put it up on the base here. So we've got our display base here for it, and like that. Ta-da! Now it just looks like it's swimming. You have it up on the base and turned on, because the paws, the feet just hang loose, which is an odd choice, I feel like. Like, I guess the feet like hanging loose makes it look more natural when it's walking, but it just kind of defeats the purpose of the stand, because then when it's up on the stand, it looks like its feet are just kind of hanging there. But according to this, what it shows here in the manual. Look here, see it up on the base. Up on the base, you can see its feet are not just hanging loose. So I guess maybe you can tighten that joint, or there's a way to lock that joint into place. How? Let me see. It says anywhere in the manual about that. This part? No, I don't think so. I don't think there's any way to like lock the feet into that position. You would just like have to glue them or something. It would seem to me, unless I'm missing something. I'll have to maybe look at some other photos online, see if there's other photos of it. But anyway, so there you have it. We got a few other just like leftover pieces, which is interesting. I'm not sure, is there another like variant of this or something? It is kind of odd that there's leftover pieces. Either this is a variant of something, or this kit is going to be used for making some other different variant later. But there you go. Do you have a Mr. Super Clear flat over there? Mr. Super Clear flat? Yes, I do. I'll bring it to you. As much as I like the idea of having one of these, I feel like I'd only use the walking feature once. Yeah, that's kind of exactly my feeling about motorized stuff as well as LED stuff. I mean, that's kind of why I don't really get too excited about LED features in kits, because yeah, it's cool when you turn it on once to like check it out, and then you're like never gonna turn it on again. Same thing with like motorized stuff, I feel like. So that said, I think like it might be a lot more fun like for kids, but I also feel like with this being a model kit and not a straight up toy, it is going to be more likely to just come apart. And like if this was going to be for a kid who might enjoy playing with it more, like the motorized function of it, then in that case, if they're building it by themselves, you want to help them, or if you're building it for your kid, then I would say you may want to like glue some of the parts just to make sure that it's not just like coming apart. But anyway, so all right, interesting kit indeed. I don't think it's going to dethrone the ZOIDS HMM series from Kotobukiya for me, but very curious to know your guys' thoughts about it. So let me know in the review, which I'll work on and try to have that for you guys very soon. So check that out. I'm not going to put any of their stickers on it, I don't think. Although maybe I will put a couple on here just for fun, because I think there is an actual guide. No, there is not. In typical ZOIDS fashion, even the Kotobukiya ZOIDS kits too, they don't have an actual like decal guide, and it's the same thing for this one for some reason. It just has like a couple of reference images that, like, you can kind of see like where the decals go, but there's no like guide as to like decal 12 goes here, decal 4 goes here, like that. So I don't know. Anyway, been a few weeks. Yes, You should build something. All right, so yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. Gonna work on the review for this guy as well as some other stuff for today, and then yeah, hopefully we'll be back here live building the Vidar on Thursday. So I'll see you guys then, and goodbye.